Assalamualaikum and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. You're now with me, Yusuf Shukri, for TVS Nightline. Let us begin with our top story. Premier Datuk Petinggi Tan Sri Abang Johari Tun Openg has indicated that Sarawak's upcoming development budget, set to be tabled this November, will remain robust despite global economic headwinds. He acknowledged that rising tariffs imposed by the US have impacted global oil prices, but assured that the Sarawak government remains committed and capable of sustaining development efforts for the people.
InsyaAllah, walaupun ada tercecah-cecah sebab Presiden telah tarifnya ada menjejak harga minyak, tapi kita masih boleh tahan memberikan keuntungan kepada rakyat, insyaAllah, dalam bajet saya bulan depan.
For the record, the 2025 Sarawak budget announced last year marked the largest in the state's history, totaling 15.8 billion ringgit, with a significant 10.9 billion ringgit dedicated to development initiatives.
Youth are regarded as a key driving force in advancing Sarawak into one of the nation's most developed regions. Premier Datuk Petinggi Abang Johari Tun Openg has urged the younger generation to equip themselves with knowledge and advanced skills to meet future challenges.
Pesan saya, wajib adik. Make use of your time when you are still young. Make use of your knowledge for you to contribute to the society. Biarlah Sarawak menjadi cili padi di kawasan ini. Walaupun kecil, we got that intellectual influence. Anak Sarawak, siapa tahu anak Sarawak? Apa kerja kau? Space. Wah. Mengembangkan bapak kuatnya harta intelek kepada mereka.
In his address during the closing ceremony of the Sarawak Youth Week 2025, held at Dewan Suara Bintulu, he further urged the younger generation to leverage science and technology in driving the state's development.
Meanwhile, the husband of a woman and her young daughter, who were found brutally murdered at their home in JURU, has been remanded for 7 days to assist police investigations. The victims, a 51-year-old woman and her 11-year-old daughter, were discovered in a pool of blood at their rented residence in Kampung Sekolah JURU, Bukit Mertajam on Saturday night, October 18th. The grisly scene was uncovered by the woman's husband, who had just returned from work at around 7:30 p.m.
According to reports, the mother's body was found in a horrific state in the kitchen on the ground floor with her head nearly severed. Her daughter was found upstairs lying face down and covered in blood in the partially wooden house. A forensic team from the Royal Malaysia Police PDRM recovered a knife believed to have been used in the attack. Both bodies were removed from the scene around 1:50 a.m. on Sunday and taken to the forensic unit of Seberang Jaya Hospital for post-mortem examinations. Meanwhile, Penang Police Chief Dato' Azizi Ismail said the woman's 57-year-old husband, a factory security guard, has been arrested to assist in the investigation. The security guard has been remanded for 7 days until October 25th under Section 302 of the Penal Code for murder. Police have yet to confirm whether he is the main suspect or the motive behind the murders.
The significant rise in influenza infections in Malaysia is caused by genetic changes in the virus, as well as increased public movement. Specialist on public health medicine, UNIMAF, Dr. Helmi Hazmi, said the change in the genetic code, also known as the antigenic drift, causes the influenza virus to undergo small mutations that allow it to evade detection by the human immune system.
Salah satu daripada faktor utamanya adalah kemungkinan disebabkan oleh perubahan rupa bentuk virus tersebut yang kita namakan sebagai antigenic drift. Jadi perubahan kepada muka bentuk virus ini menyebabkan ia boleh mengelakkan diri daripada dideteksi ataupun boleh dielakkan daripada ditemui ataupun dikawal oleh sistem imuniti badan. Jadi disebabkan oleh imuniti kita yang tidak dapat mengenali virus yang telah berubah bentuk ini, maka oleh itu kita mempunyai kadar imuniti yang rendah dan juga lambat untuk bertindak terhadap virus tersebut apabila ianya menjangkiti kita manusia.
According to Dr. Helmi, the increase in cases is also influenced by social factors, including large-scale public movement during holiday seasons, the reopening of schools, and the return of university students, all of which accelerate the spread of the disease within the community. At the same time, he advised the public to be more cautious and to seek immediate treatment if experiencing symptoms such as fever, cough, and cold to prevent more serious infections. All right, Prime Minister Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim has strongly criticized certain quarters for using religious sentiments to attack government development projects without any factual basis. He described the use of insults, mockery, and condemnation over differing views as deeply regrettable and contrary to the values of respectful discourse. Anwar stressed that such actions do not reflect the true teachings of Islam, which emphasizes wisdom, good counsel, and truth-based discussions.
Kita yang belajar agama, kita yang terdedah dengan pandangan ulama-ulama besar dunia, pernahkah kita dengar ulama besar yang menyerang, menghukum, mencemuh, memperolok-olokkan, menghina sesama manusia, kemudian membuat tuduhan tanpa rujuk kepada fakta? Kalau dengar ceramah-ceramah mereka itu marah saja.
Anwar also expressed concern over certain preachers today who are quick to label and curse others without verifying facts or offering compassionate guidance. He was responding to criticism surrounding the 600 million ringgit allocation by Khazanah Nasional for the conservation of the historic Sultan Abdul Samad building. Anwar clarified that the project is not a waste of funds, as alleged, but rather a strategic investment to preserve the nation's heritage. The restored heritage complex will feature Malay-centric and multicultural expressions of art, culture, and music, while also serving as a new tourism draw with affordable retail space for local entrepreneurs. He stressed that the development of the Kuala Lumpur heritage area will remain anchored in Malay traditions, while celebrating Malaysia's rich cultural diversity.
At the same event, Anwar rebuked certain quarters for making excessive remarks regarding the ceasefire plan proposed by US President Donald Trump. Negative remarks, especially on US's involvement in the negotiations, he said is unhelpful to resolving the conflict in the Middle East. And he recounted his conversation with Egyptian President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi yesterday, expressing Malaysia's gratitude for Egypt's commitment along with other Arab nations to stop all offense on Gaza. Anwar further explained that LCC had also agreed to raise issues highlighted by Malaysia, which were not included in Trump's 20-point peace proposal during a conference scheduled for November. The peace plan negotiations saw Egypt hosting an international peace summit at the Red Sea resort city of Sharm el-Sheikh, co-chaired by LCC and Trump. Israel has committed 47 violations of the ceasefire agreement that went into effect on October 10th, resulting in the deaths of 38 Palestinians, according to reports by Gaza Media Office. In a statement, the office called on mediators to intervene urgently to compel Israel to stop its aggression and added that the Israeli occupation has carried out a series of serious and repeated violations since the announcement of the end of the conflict on Gaza Strip. Those injured tally at 143 people, not forgetting the arrest of several civilians. Other blatant breach of the ceasefire truce include shelling, deliberate targeting, and direct gunfire at civilians. Several of them recounted the horrifying incidents where families were martyred, children and women killed blatantly in front of their loved ones.
وسيلة القتل، لكن هذا يؤكد أن الاحتلال الإسرائيلي ما زال متعطش لدماء الفلسطينيين في قطاع غزة، ما زال يمارس سياسة القتل والتجويع والتدمير بحق الأبرياء والعزل الآن بشكل واضح. ولذلك نحن نطالب المنظمات الدولية والعالم والمجتمع الدولي لأن يكف الاحتلال الإسرائيلي من ارتكاب الجرائم في حق المدنيين والعزل في غزة.
أختي وزوجها 4 أطفال، تمام، إلا أنهم حين أرادوا أن يستمتعوا بوقف إطلاق النار ويمارسوا فرحتهم بغتتهم الدبابة بقذيفة جعلتهم أشلاء. هذا اختراق للهدنة، اختراق لحرمة الأطفال، اختراق لحرمة حتى في الوقت الذي لم تكن فيه هدنة. دم الأطفال حرام، دم الأطفال حرام في أي وقت، فما بالك في الهدنة.
Hamas released 20 living Israeli hostages and handed over the remains of 11 more captives in exchange for nearly 2,000 Palestinian prisoners under the ceasefire agreement. The deal was reached between Israel and Hamas last week based on a plan presented by U.S. President Donald Trump. Phase 1 included the release of Israeli hostages in exchange for Palestinian prisoners, and the plan also envisages the rebuilding of Gaza and the establishment of a new governing mechanism without Hamas. Since October 2023, the Israeli genocidal war has killed at least 68,116 people and injured 170,200 others. Prince Andrew has formally relinquished his Duke of York title following increasing pressure from King Charles III and renewed public scrutiny over his ties to convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. Once a prominent member of the royal family, the 65-year-old prince, the late Queen Elizabeth II's second son and younger brother of the king, has faced widespread criticism in recent years over his association with Epstein. The controversy severely damaged his public standing and led to the loss of several royal patronages.
The announcement made by Buckingham Palace on Friday marks a major step in distancing the monarchy from Andrew. He has also agreed to stop using all royal titles and honors, signaling a deeper withdrawal from public life. According to reports, Prince William played a significant role in the decision and is expected to adopt a stricter approach than his father. As future king, William reportedly plans to exclude Andrew from his own coronation and all major royal events, including Christmas gatherings at Sandringham. Sarah Ferguson, Andrew's former wife, is also expected to be excluded from future royal functions. However, their daughters, Princess Beatrice and Princess Eugenie, will remain included in both family and official occasions. While Andrew will retain the title of prince by birth and the dukedom, which can only be removed by an act of parliament, he will no longer use either. He is also set to forfeit his knighthood as a Knight Grand Cross of the Royal Victorian Order, GCVO, and his ceremonial role as a Royal Knight Companion of the Order of the Garter. This latest development comes after years of scandal, including a civil sexual abuse case in the United States involving allegations linked to Epstein's trafficking network. Although Andrew has denied all accusations, he reached a legal settlement in 2022, effectively ending his public royal duties.
See the world closer with TVS as we bring you the latest news updates both locally and internationally. For more headlines, anytime, anywhere, just head on to our official website at tvsarawak.my or follow us on our social media platforms at TV Sarawak. And that wraps up tonight's TVS Nightline. Once again, I'm Yusuf Shukri. Thank you for watching. Good night and Assalamualaikum.